Hello students, let's start our today lecture by discipline Ecology of Plants and Animals and Biogeography. Today is our lecture about water as an ecological factor. You can see the plan of our lecture. The first we are studied about the water. What is the water in nature? Then ecological and physiological indicators of the water regime of plants and water supply to plants, and the last plan is the ecological groups of plants in relation to the water. Purpose of our lecture is to form students' knowledge about ecological group plants in relation of water. Water in nature. What is the water? Water is of paramount importance in the life of plants. All of the plants, they need the water in their nutrition, in their habitat, in their life. So, all biochemical process of the plant take place in the aqueous environment. Dissolving nutrients, water also serves as a vehicle for them. Water plays a direct role in the ensuring plants' growth. The provision of water determines the anatomical structure of plants, their feature of the morphology, their position in the plant, in their community, the zonal distribution of vegetation cover. Water is extremely unevenly distributed on the surface of the globe. There are the several sources of water for plants in nature. We can three sources of water which we include in the plant organism. The first source is rainfall. They serve as the main source of water supplying to land plants. During the growing season, moisture from the atmosphere air mainly in liquid phase. The second source is air humidity. Air humidity is great influence of plants. The largely water exchanges of plants in the environment. At high temperature and low humidity, it's directly influence to the growing of plants. The third source of water is snow. In addition to its great importance for the thermal regulation of the habitat, snow plays an important role in the spring period, in the winter period, when the plants require an increased amount of moisture for achieve growth and development. In addition, it largely determines the degree of water contents of rivers, which affects the ecology of meadow plants. Next theme is the ecological and physiological indicators of the water regime and water supply to plants. Water is with nutrients dissolved in its used by the plants for growth and metabolic process. But most of these, up to the 90%, is released into the atmosphere during transpiration. In this picture, you can see the process transpiration by the leaf of the plants. And the guttation. Guttation is the process of removing droplet-like moisture on the surface of the plants, like in this picture. What is a transpiration? Transpiration is evaporation of vaporous moisture by plants into the atmosphere during their vital activity. In this picture, you can see the process of transpiration, how it's going in the plants, in the leaf, in the cells of plants. Transpirations can be stomatal and cuticular. Stomatal transpiration, you can see in this picture, is carried out through spatial system called stomata. Water vapor stored in the intercellular mesophyll of the leaf enter in the subcellular cavities, and the movement of stomata opening and closing. In this picture, you can see that like this. This is the stomata. It's situated in the cell of plants, and they can open or closing. Ecological groups of plants in relation to water. The first is hydrophytes. Hydrophytes, hygrophytes, we can say the light shadow, are the land plants growing in the moist habitats. In this picture, you can see that these types of plants, they are growing in the behind of the river or lake or in the water. The second group is hydrophytes. Hydrophytes are aquatic plants, which xerophytes are plants on the dike. In this picture, you can see the xerophytes or succulents. Succulents is perennial, juicy, freshly plants with a highly development storage parenchyma. These include representative of the cactus, family cactus, thick, every fig, and other types of this family of plants. In this picture, you can see the types of the plants, which including these ecological groups that call it succulents. Next ecological group of plants is sclerophytes. Sclerophytes are plants of deserts. You can see in this picture, they live in the desert and they not have a lot of water in their body or organism. Plants adapted to life in arid habitats. Their name comes from the Greek heart and plant. So sclerophytes are directly opposite to succulents in terms of morphological features and the water balance in their organism. They are not able to store water in organs and tissues, have dry, hard leaves. You can see in this picture, their leaves, they can change into the thick, or the small is the size is become smaller than other groups of ecological groups of plants. So their color of their leaves is green, but not dark green. So the main distinguishing features of this group of plants is height, resistance to wilting to the hot water. With a lack of moisture, sclerophytes do not have external signs of dehydration for a long time. They are able to lose up to the 25% of the water containing in them without harm of themselves. Typical sclerophytes, you can see in this picture, they are Stipea, Pinnata, Fictula valenciata, Holoxion, and Pyrrhizion. So the first is the next types of ecological groups of plants. They are hydrophytes, are completely buried plants. Among them, there are non-rooting or suspended by rooting. And the aerohydrophytes, they are plants with the floating leaves. Among them are also non-rooting or rooting by the water. And the hydrophytes, they are contain leaves spread out over the water. They are common along the shores or reservoirs. So they are the other group of the plants which includes the relation between water. So dear students, today is our lecture about ecological groups of plants remain by the water, and we studied about sources of water for plants. So I think it's enough for today. Thanks for attention.